Christy, and this is Colleen from Rhapsody, and we are going to show you a technique for binding your belly, maybe postpartum, to help with healing diastasis recti. Do you want to explain a little bit?
That is where your rectus abdominis muscles, that's the two muscles that run down here, it's your six-pack muscles. And during pregnancy, they can be pulled apart and have separation that can happen anywhere along. And when that happens, your muscles are weaker and they can have trouble pulling back to where they need to be for you to have the strong core that you need for daily life. And so what we do with the belly binding is try to pull that back together, hold it, support it, and
then as your corset muscles and other muscles strengthen around it, they're strengthening it into place where you want it. The other thing that can happen is if you allow those muscles to be separated and continue strengthening your corset muscles, they'll keep those muscles pulled apart and strengthen them either there or pull them further apart.
This also prevents further separation because sometimes if you strain your six-pack muscles, when you have that, what can happen is it causes further separation, and that's the opposite of the way you want to go. So keep it in and support it.
So we're going to use a Rhapsody Breeze in Morgan colorway to show you how to do this. And this can be done on your own. It is much more difficult to do alone. And in this particular instance, the way you would do it on your own can damage your wrap, because what you would need to do is to secure the far end against a window or a door, some way to secure it and hold it in place, and you really don't want to shut your wrap into a door. So best to be doing it with a partner or a friend, or if you are a midwife or postpartum doula, you might like to help your clients to do this. So you begin with the wrap just a little bit off center. You can see there's a short end and a very long end. And I'm going to start wrapping at the top here. I want it sort of nice and wide, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand this end to Colleen. I'm going to actually shift that a little bit more. And she's going to hold that, and I'm going to start just pulling it in. I want to keep it spread wide so that it is going to pull everything in like a corset, nice and tight. And you're going to hold that really firmly and securely. And Colleen's going to do a little pirouette for us here. And I'm going to just keep on pulling this taut, spreading it, and using my fingers to really gather up the slack. And she's going to be holding her weight against it so that her weight is, causing the strength that really pulls it in. Take a moment. I'm going to pull. Colleen's going to hold the bottom edge on that side to make sure I don't tug this up. And I'm going to just tug this across, and then she's going to continue spinning. Now, when you're winding this, depending on how low you want to wind it, there's a lot of relaxant left in your body right after you have a baby. And it can actually pull your hips in if done securely right after birth for a period of time. This is not heavily researched. This is anecdotally spoken for by, millennia of cultural practice. And there's some devices that claim to have studied it. But anyway, the idea is that you can pull everything in while the relaxant is fresh by pulling this all together. Keep spinning. If I wind down low like this, you can see that if she needs to use a bathroom, it'll take her a few minutes to get out of it. Some people like to bind and then get dressed over the binding. Go ahead and wind. I'm going to go up now. So I've wound it all the way down, and then I'm going up. And I'm going to really get this last line here kind of pulled securely. I'm going to roll this a little bit, this top edge, see how it's a little loose. I'm going to sort of tuck it and roll it, and then wind around. How's that feeling, Colleen?
Great.
Okay. So now that I've come to the end, I'm going to knot this right here. And I want to keep my firm grip on that because otherwise it's going to loosen up and lose all this excellent binding that we've done. And you can tuck the end in if you don't like it kind of fluffed out or whatever you want to do. Alternatively, you can begin binding at the bottom and the knot down at your hip if you prefer that. How does that feel?
Feels great.
So one of the many benefits of binding your belly like this is it really enhances your posture. It's not easy to slump because you can feel that it's holding you upright, which encourages your muscles to remain engaged and strengthens them as you're sitting or walking or going about your day. You don't want to do this all day, every day.
No.
But for a bit at a time, it's a good way to help bring the belly in. The benefit that I find of doing it with a baby carrier like a Rhapsody is that the postpartum support belt's made of elastic, can actually roll up significantly. They can roll up, they can roll down, and you end up with this rolled band of elastic around your middle, and it's fairly uncomfortable. This is not going to roll up in the same way that is going to stay where you put it, particularly the woven wrap, which doesn't have much give.
Yeah.
But you're comfortable?
Yeah, this is great. I like it.
All right.
Feels very supportive, very snug, very comfortable.